how Amazon sellers need to get prepared for Q4 2020. All right, so in this video, we're going to be giving you some tips. If you're an Amazon seller, keep watching this video because you're not going to want to miss out on some of the strategies that we're going to be recommending for you to get ready for a massive Q4. It's going to be massive. I got some reasons as to why it's going to be massive, but just stay tuned on this video. Turn that like button, that little thumbs up button blue. Leave a comment below with any questions that you have, and let's go ahead and jump into it. So let me first introduce you to Troy with Seller.tools, and he's going to be joining me on this video and talking about all the things that you need to know for Q4. Hey, what's up, Troy? Thanks for jumping on.
Hey, Ian. Yeah, glad to be here. Excited to be talking about this. This is an important time of year, and a lot of things that we need to be thinking about as sellers coming into Q4.
Definitely. And my name is Ian Smith. I run an Amazon marketing agency called evolvemedia.agency. If you're interested in running Facebook ads, messenger bots, or doing a rebate program, scaling up your Amazon business, then head over to evolvemedia.agency. So let me go ahead and just kick things off with some Amazon stats. So literally just last night, the day that we're recording this, Amazon just reported earnings, and it was a pretty big earnings report. They reported $5.2 billion in profit, so they doubled their profit. And they, let me see here, record highs from April and June. Amazon sales jumped 40% in Q2 2020 versus Q2 2019. So they increased their sales by 40%. That's pretty crazy, hitting close to $89 billion. $89 billion in revenue in one quarter. Man, that's big money. That's crazy. The retailer managed to double its profits and spent even more than their estimated $4 billion on the virus-related expenses, and they hired another 175,000 people to keep up with demand. So they're definitely killing it and working hard. And then this last stat that I just wanted to share with you is where 30%, where it says third-party sellers now account for some 60% of Amazon's sales. So that's pretty big. Troy, what do you think about that kind of stuff?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, great to see in the earnings report. And that was right on the heels of some of the big tech companies, kind of the big four, testifying in front of Congress. And Bezos really echoed that sentiment. I think Amazon continues to acknowledge the strength of third-party sellers, the proven success of FBA, how it was, I forget how he termed it, but it was essentially like Amazon's almost their greatest creation. So to think about $1 trillion company and for you to be part of their greatest creation, it's not a bad time to be in e-commerce and specifically an Amazon seller. That's what I get from that earnings report for sure.
I know, right? And okay, so that was Q2, right? Deep in the pandemic. Well, we're headed into Q4, which is always the biggest quarter for every single business, right? And I truly believe this Q4 is going to be even bigger for online sales than any year in the past. And the reason is because retail just isn't the same anymore. A lot of these companies aren't even going to be doing their retail Black Friday push. So pretty much, I want to say like 90% of buying is going to be done online. So everybody who is trying to make money from, a big Q4 and online needs to get things ready and prepared right now. We're in the summer of 2020, and right now is the greatest time to be getting prepared for Q4. So we're going to be sharing some of those insights. Troy, why don't you kick us off? What is the first way you think that people should be getting prepared?
Yeah, in a physical product business, Amazon-based FBA business, you can't realize revenue or income without a physical product. So that inventory readiness is a huge piece of the equation. Stocking up, having that inventory ready, and pre-planning. Obviously, as we get into the thicker parts of Q3, you may feel like, man, you're falling a little bit behind. But that is, it's a case where it's very much something you want to prioritize in your business. Making sure you have that inventory readiness, engaging your vendors, and bringing those products to market. Nobody has a playbook for a pandemic Q4 and holiday season, but even more so than in years prior, it's all about preparedness. What can you have ready to take full advantage of an e-commerce, a very intensive e-commerce quarter and really foreseeable future?
Yeah, you do not want to sell out. I mean, obviously it'd be great to sell out, but you really don't want to sell out for this Q4 because it may just be bigger than you ever dreamed that it would be. So If it's a cash flow thing, find the cash, take out loans, talk to different investor, loan sharks or whatever, try to get the cash together so that you can get that inventory. And sometimes it takes time to actually get that inventory over here from China, get it through customs, and there's hiccups along the way. So doing it now in the summer of 2020 is a great way. And maybe you don't put it all in Amazon because Amazon is limiting the amount of inventory that you can send in. So maybe you find another storage place once you do get it over here in the States. So the next thing that I would recommend for getting prepared is going multi-channel. So Amazon is great, and I'm sure you're making some good traction, some good progress on Amazon, but Walmart.com is coming up. eBay is coming up. Your own sales channel should be coming up. Etsy, there's a bunch of these different online marketplaces that you need to try and get listed on. Walmart.com already is a pretty big one. I'm talking to my Amazon seller clients, and they're seeing about 30% of their overall sales, like their Amazon sales, let's just say their Amazon sales are 100,000. Well, they're seeing a third of equal amount coming in from Walmart.com. So Walmart.com is definitely an opportunity. If you're not there, then you should be trying to figure out how to get on there. Troy, what do you think?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And think about if you have, niche specific opportunities. iHerb comes up as another major marketplace that is immensely viable depending on your product mix and where where your customers, your avatars tend to aggregate. So this may be a good time to be thinking about it. If you can deploy it quickly, get some on-channel understanding. What are the optimization steps? The same way you would approach Amazon. But it's definitely worthwhile to go through the exercise, prioritize it, see the viability for you, and then really go deep where you feel like you can win. If that multi-channel for you, as you do that analysis, is maybe go deeper on Amazon and your website. You're stocking up, you're getting ready, but then you're pulling more of those optimization levers, realizing maybe more sales velocity, maybe you're launching more. So really understanding your channel presence, I think is a big takeaway right now.
Yeah. And I forgot to mention Target.com is also coming up. I have a client that is selling on Target.com. So they may be rolling out a third-party seller program. So be on the lookout of that for that. And you really need to get in early, and you need to kind of be positioned well as a business to actually be able to be approved to sell on Walmart and Target. But Troy, what would you say is the next strategy they need to look into?
Yeah, I mean, now is a good time if there is other low-hanging fruit in your product mix that could be supplemental products that could be a little bit more oriented towards the season. Obviously, Q4, we have holidays, we have gift giving. Thinking about what could supplement your current offerings. And doing so, obviously, it needs to be quick. We're in Q3, so you really need to evaluate it in terms of what is at arm's reach? What does my vendor maybe have? What can they supplement? What can they add as a value add to my existing product to elevate what I offer as a seller? But it's a good opportunity to kind of take a fresh look at your product line and see where it can be extended or where there can be a little bit more points of difference. And what is that? What can you do that's a little bit unique that makes you the obvious choice? If you're not already, what's the obvious choice amongst the number of options on Amazon?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Expand the product line as best as you can. Look into gift-giving type of products. It doesn't always have to be from China. You don't always have to go to China. And sometimes that takes too long to find a legit manufacturer, get it over here, test it, do the quality assurance tests and all that kind of stuff. I mean, sometimes you can go wholesale. Just go to a manufacturer here local in the US and then buy up a small inventory wholesale and just get the ball rolling in that way. So look into other suppliers in other different ways. Don't always think about the longest and hardest way by going to China and trying to get the best costs. This is a supplemental product, so you don't have to have the largest margins. You could have smaller margins and still, it's just icing on the cake, basically, in combination with your other products. So next thing we would say is get your own website built out. So Shopify is definitely one of the best platforms to have your own website. If you don't yet have your own Shopify site, then you need to hurry up and get that going. Potentially look into inserts, putting inserts into your products that you're sending into Amazon if you're not yet doing any kind of insert or any kind of traffic driving. Look into ways as to driving your own traffic. I'd love to talk with you if you want to book a free strategy call with me. We do this for our clients all the time. Head over to evolvemedia.agency and we can talk about how you can start getting some of your Amazon customers off Amazon and buying from your Shopify store. And that's a little bit of a gray area, so just be careful with that. But you definitely need to have your own sales channel where you can collect your own customers with their email address, getting their information so you can start doing email marketing to them, messenger bot marketing to them. It makes it a lot easier when you want to expand your products and cross-sell them to get them to buy product X over there, because maybe your hottest selling product A over here is what initially brought them in.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great point, and I think obviously with what you do with Evolve Media, Ian, this fits right into that in terms of building out your Shopify site, your website, and presence. And again, thinking about low-hanging fruit doesn't need to be that complex. Think about things like retargeting. Is there a way in your packaging, in your insert, to have an information piece that can supplement the use of the product, or did you know, and direct them to a landing page that you have pixeled, that you can retarget that customer, and then you're building that relationship through the value that you're giving them. Ultimately, my perspective, as you touched on in terms of it being a gray area, is you need to just give value to the customer. That's the spirit of Amazon's TOS. Obviously, it's very far-reaching and they use vague language, but that's not unique to terms of service, right? What you really want to do is just deliver a great product and a great experience for your customer, and that's how you build a relationship. And so these are great ways of building out those resources. Shopify apps, simple retargeting, make sure you're pixeling some of your various touch points, your website, and then re-engaging that customer for that continuity, for that loyalty on an ongoing basis.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, retargeting is hugely powerful, and it's a great way to retarget your Amazon customers and then get them to opt into your email list, to opt into your messenger bot. Run a giveaway campaign targeting your Amazon customers and saying, hey, enter to win XYZ. So that brings us to our last point, which is run ads. Run ads on Facebook, Google, wherever you can, wherever your product is actually allowed to run ads. Ideally, Facebook and Google ads, and YouTube maybe would be pretty great, but definitely start running ads, because you got to look at it like you're a farmer. You're planting the seeds right now, raising brand awareness, raising product awareness, so that down the line in those buying months of October, November, and December, you can be harvesting those seeds and then that's when you're getting people off the fence and you're getting them to purchase your product and getting them to take action so that you can have a massive Q4 2020.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And this is a time to really get aggressive with that. If you have the capital, the means to deploy that for both Facebook, Google Ads, AdWords, whether it's keyword driven, so you can get really dialed in, you can test it with a narrow scope and really validate. Or if you have a little bit more capital to play with, you could cast a little bit wider net and refine that performance as you see, as we get further into Q3, into Q4. Utilizing some of those resources to make sure you have a really just successful, end of the year, holiday season. But Q4 into next year, it's just, we're just very fortunate to be in the e-commerce space, to be Amazon sellers. We're just riding this really massive, very successful wave that has absolutely no signs of slowing down. And I think treating the next few months, next few quarters that way, being willing to invest where you see the opportunity. But it's a great time to be an Amazon seller.
Definitely agree. So if you got value, if you like this video, then let us know. Click that thumbs up button, turn it blue, leave a comment below with any questions that you have. Thank you so much for watching this video. And Troy, do you have anything else that you want to add before we end it?
No, just hope everybody has a really great, successful Q4. I know we'll have some other content to really help you guys out, but now is a great time to start planning. So hope you are able to get everything set up for just a very successful end of the year.
Awesome. Thanks, guys, for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.